Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. So over the winter it's been raining like crazy, and I've really not been able to get outside to clean up my yard. I want to show you, like right down here, there's like a huge tree right there, not tree but a huge limb that's fell out. There's a lot of limbs back through here. There's just limbs all over the place. They blew down the chairs and stuff like that. So today I'm going to be cleaning some of that up, and I thought, well, I might as well not waste my time just cleaning up the yard. I might as well make a video while I'm doing it. And you're thinking, how are you going to make a video while you're cleaning up the yard? Because we don't want to watch you clean up the yard. And I agree, you don't. What I'm actually going to be reviewing is this Fiskars X7 14-inch little hatchet here. It has a forged blade on it, and the blade is like proprietary ground, so it should stay sharp better. And they also say it's weighted kind of like an aluminum baseball bat, so each swing you can actually get more speed and chopping power with each swing. Now, I don't know about that. My buddy actually gave me this a while back, and I've never actually used it. I did sharpen it just a little bit. It was fairly sharp whenever I got it. I do want to show you this. It does have this nice carry handle here. I do believe that you can buy like a thing that this goes in that attaches to your belt, like a sheath that attaches to your belt, so you can actually carry it on your side if that's how you want to do so. This is just a plastic sheath with a handle like it comes with. It has this little lever here that actually locks it in. You just flip this lever up like so, and then the hatchet comes out. It's pretty sharp, I ain't gonna lie. The hatchet is pretty toothy, and that's kind of what you want in a hatchet. So it does have like a little hammer back here on the back, but I've always been a little leery about swinging a hammer with the sharp side coming back at my head. So I probably wouldn't use that as a hammer unless I just really had to. Now, I'm not going to be, building any kind of forts or, any kind of shelter or anything like that. I'm just going to be cleaning up the yard. So what I'm going to be doing, like I said, is I'm going to be using this to chop up some of that bigger stuff, and I'll videotape that. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to be, because I just don't know how long, you all want to watch me chop up some wood. But I did want to tell you a little bit about it. I do also want to say it has like a non-slip coating right here. The handle is hollow all the way up to about right here. I'd say it is. Just looking down, it's hollow to about right here, kind of like right where the head starts to go into. Now, they do say the way this thing is made, this head cannot slip, and the way it looks, I could believe that. My buddy used this quite a bit. You can see right here on the actual hatchet that does have quite a bit of wear, and it's still in good shape and still really sharp. He just bought a new one, and I happened to be over there, and he's like, you're into gear and survival gear and stuff like that. He said, here, have a hatchet. So, I appreciate Dave for that. If you don't already, I think I've talked about it in some other videos, but Super Dave Solutions, he has a channel on here. He doesn't have a lot of content now. He just started out, but go check him out. He does a lot of car stuff, and he's also going to be doing some like mower repair videos, just in case you want to know how to upkeep your lawn mowers and stuff like that. He's going to be doing stuff like that as well. But just a quick shout out to him, so go check him out if you don't already. But I do appreciate him giving me this Fiskars hatchet. I'll get that out right here in a minute. And let's get this yard cleaned up. I'm not going to show y'all cleaning up the yard. I'm going to throw on some headphones, throw on some music, get some of this stuff drug up here, and then when it comes time to chop up the big stuff, we'll turn the camera back on. See you in a few minutes. Okay, I do want to say that there's a nice little tang down here where it kind of grabs your hand so you don't lose control of it. So let's just knock off some of these little limbs right here. Knocks through those pretty easily. Turn this around, put it on something a little harder. Chop through that pretty easily. Get up to a little bit bigger piece. That took a few licks, but it went through it. I'm just cutting this stuff up to throw in my wood pile here to burn in my my fire pit, and that's really the main reason I'm doing this. I'm sure I could set up something better to cut this with, but just for the illustration of what it can do, this will do perfectly fine. we're getting up into something that's probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick. You know, it probably does as good as any other hatchet I've used does. There is a little more weight on the end of it right here, so I guess it does kind of speed up your swing, but it's still not as good as a chainsaw would be. I do have a chainsaw that I may go get later to finish this up, but like I said, I just wanted to do a review of this. Just kind of show you what this little hatchet will do. It cut through that, you know, I ain't gonna say with little effort. It did take some effort to get through that, but like I said, I could have a better situation set up to cut this stuff. So this is kind of indicative to what you would be if you were out in the woods in a survival situation and just had to cut up some kindling or something like that, or some wood for a fire. You wouldn't have perfect situation, and I didn't set up a perfect situation for here either. That's a pretty good chunk of wood right there for a little bitty hatchet, and you can see it cut through it, you know, fairly good. Some smaller stuff here just to cut up for smaller kindling. Goes through it like nothing. No problem at all with that. Throw that back there. A little bit bigger stuff here. Like I said, I don't know how much of this I'm going to show. I'm sure that you can cut up bigger stuff like this right here. This is probably a good 3.5 inches. I'm sure it will cut through that. Yeah, it will. You can see right there. That's probably 3.5 inches. It almost cut through that as good as it did some of the smaller stuff. And you can see this ain't rotted or anything like that. It's white in the middle. It's solid wood. This did come out of the weeping willow, like a lot of this stuff did. But that goes to show you that you can actually cut through about 3.5 inch wood with this. If you needed to cut something bigger, I'm sure you could. It would just take a little bit more effort. You just have to be willing to put the effort into it. So overall, the hatchet is pretty lightweight. Like I said, it's not the heaviest hatchet I've ever used. It is pretty lightweight since it does have the composite handle, and it is hollow all the way through. And you can see it will do work. The head is heavy enough that it does generate a lot of speed. And I really like this hook down here that grabs your hand, so it doesn't slip out. You can really get your hand real far back on it and generate a lot of power when you're swinging because of this hook. For a survival hatchet or something like that to keep in your car, I would recommend this. I've had other, you know, cheaper hatchets, like some of the cobalt stuff and stuff. They work, but they don't have this hook right here, and I really think that that helps aid in generating a lot more power than you can get with some other hatchets. Like I said before, I will link this in the description below if you're looking to find one of these. I'm not sure if I'll link it on Amazon or link it to a website or something like that, but I'll have a link in the description when you find one. Would I want to use this to cut through, you know, a big, huge 12-inch piece of wood? No, I would not. But do I think you could? Yeah, it'd just take you a little while. If I was stranded and this is all I had, I'm sure I could make do with it and make a pretty good shelter and get enough wood to start a fire with and stuff like that. Okay, there's something else I wanted to show you. Now that this limb is this huge limb sitting here and I've got some stable ground, I'm going to show you how easy it goes through some of these limbs when the tree isn't bouncing or the piece of wood I'm chopping isn't bouncing. I actually, when I started doing this after I cut off the camera there a minute ago, I noticed how easily it was going through this, and I had more stable wood to hold on to because it was when I have more stable wood to chop into because of how big this limb is. That is the biggest piece of wood I've chopped through yet, and it actually went easier than those other pieces did. You can see how big that was right there that I had to chop through, and that went through pretty easy. One chop went right through it. Switch to the other side. One chop went right through it, and this is probably about 1.5 or 2 inch piece. So when you get a stable platform, this thing really chops. Okay, I want to say I shot an ending already, and now I decided to shoot another one after I seen how easy it was to chop through that with a bigger piece of wood being more sturdy and having a more sturdy platform, how easy it was to chop through that. I would highly recommend this now. This hook on the back going through that big piece, I mean, I'm sure y'all seen I had to reposition my grip, but that hook allowed me to keep that grip much longer than I probably would have been able to with a normal hatchet. And you've seen how easy it was to go through that lot big piece of limb than it was some of the small stuff when I had a stable platform to chop with. This is a great hatchet, and in the ending that I deleted and decided to put this in, I did talk about how much speed you can generate with the head, because it's kind of top heavy, and you can really get that speed generated, and it does a lot of chopping power with the speed you can generate with that. I do want to say there is no movement in the head at all. Even though this is polymer, I had no movement or flex in the head. There was no flex in the grip at all. It's a great little hatchet, and it's lightweight, so you can put it in a survival bag, a go bag, or just take it camping, and it's not going to add a whole lot of weight to your gear. At the end of this video, check in the description. I'll link somewhere where you can get one of these. I don't know if it'll be Amazon or website. I'll look around and see where the cheapest place I can find these at, and I'll link that in the description if you're wanting to find one of these or buy one of these. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, safety first when you're using something like an axe or a hatchet or something like that, and we'll see you next time.